What's up, Pleekers, and welcome back to Podcast the 13th. I'm Jerome.
And I'm Nick.
And I noticed last time we did this podcast, last week, we didn't say who we were. So audio listeners are just now knowing our names.
Maybe I didn't know who I was.
Maybe. But I do want to say, by the time this podcast is out, you should be able to listen to this on iTunes. Right now it's just on YouTube and Spreaker, but it should be up on iTunes by the time this one's out, because this will be out in a couple days from now.
Okay.
And yeah, so today we're talking about Friday the 13th, Part 2. Now, this movie, the budget was $1.25 million. Do you know how much it made?
I hope more than that.
It made $21.7 million.
That's not bad.
Yeah. This one's got a new director. It's directed by Steve Miner. Now, he also directs the next movie of this, which is not a good... I can't talk. It's not a good thing, because this movie is so bad. Like, the last movie was bad, but it had its little moments.
Yeah, like, the last movie was bad, but there was stuff to, like, talk about and make fun of.
This one has nothing. It's just boring.
This was just fucking boring.
Except for, like, the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, when they finally started killing people, like, that was kind of cool.
That's when it got interesting, but up until that point, holy fuck.
It was bad.
Like, last movie, for those of you just tuning in now, I have him, he writes notes as the movie goes along, because he hates horror movies, so, like, he'll be like, oh... Like, just write down stupid shit
genre.
or whatever.
Not my genre.
And I was going to do that, too. I wrote down two things, and then I just set my phone aside, because it was boring until the end of the movie. Yeah. Like, there was nothing to write down. There's, like, nothing happened.
So it starts off with the flashback from season one.
Yeah, go back to season one. I can't find my mouse. Oh, there it is.
It goes to the first movie. It basically shows you everything that happened.
Yeah, so I'll read here. I got the plot up here in the Wikipedia. After the Camp Crystal Lake massacre, sole survivor Alice Hardy, which is the girl from the last movie, is recovering from her traumatic experience. In her apartment, she is prepared for another murder and gets a jump scare when her cat jumps through the window. As Alice opens the refrigerator to get her cat some food, she finds a decapitated head of Pamela Voorhees. Oh, I didn't realize that was his mom's head in there. So he carried his mom's head all the way to another town, put it in the fridge, killed the girl, and carried the mom's head all the way back down to Camp Crystal Lake?
Apparently. I think he had it, like, in a bowling bag or something. Like, how do you get that around?
I'm sure he just held it. I don't know. How did no one see a guy walking from town to town with his fucking mom's head in his hand?
I can't answer that.
Anyway, so in the refrigerator is Jason's mom's head, and she is murdered by an unseen adult Jason Voorhees with an ice pick to her temple. And that's how you open the movie. So you see that, you'd be like, oh, cool. This one's already got more action than the last movie. You get to see the person die.
I don't know if I said, oh, cool, but yeah, I got you.
Well, I'm just saying, I get, but...
And I guess she's at the end. Like, in that cabin with all the dead people, one of those was her.
Oh, really? So he dragged her back, too?
Yeah, so he had a head in one hand,
a dead girl in the other hand, and not a single fucking person in the town noticed.
Nope. Well, because he's in the woods. He just said across the street, he's back in the woods.
But she lives in an apartment. Like,
I was kidding. I don't know. She was in an apartment. It's a house, wasn't it?
No, right here. She in her apartment is preparing for it to be murdered. All right, so we jump 5 years later. Camp counselor Paul Holt. Do you think he's related to Steve Holt?
I was just going to say that.
Steve Holt! Paul Holt hosts a counselor training camp near Crystal Lake. The camp is attended by Sandra Deer and her boyfriend Jeff. Oh, troublemaker.
Who?
Her boyfriend Jeff, troublemaker Scott, tomboy Tara, and wheelchair-bound Mark. Sweet-natured Vicky, jokester Ted, and Paul's assistant Ginny, as well as the other trainees.
I mean, I didn't even care about their names. That's how boring this was.
Yeah, this is just going through. I'm not going to read all this.
Thank God.
Basically, the rest of the movie is them fucking... Like, it's with him. He's telling them what to do about the camp and all that, because
there's a lot of arm wrestling.
They're getting it ready for the kids that are going to come, that we never see the kids in this series.
See, that'd be cool. Bring the kids in.
And the kids start getting killed, too. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But, so they're getting prepared. Fucking chick shows up in her bug, and... I don't know if it was a bug. She shows up in her car.
It was a bug.
And it doesn't work. They're backing it up and all that. So when you see them, they go to a lake.
That was foreshadowing. So when she jumped in it at the end
later,
of the movie, you knew it
still wasn't going to work. So then all that happens, they go to the lake, and the two kids, what were their names? It was Jeff and something. Jeff and Terry. No, Terry's the wheelchair guy. I don't know. Jeff and
Mark was the wheelchair.
Sandra. That's what it was. Sandra. They go to Camp Blood, because she wants to figure it out. She wants to see what's going on there. They get
That's what you do.
grabbed by the police.
And they
And
go, fuck the police.
I wish that'd be awesome. Also, Ice Cube shows up in the movie. That'd make it good.
He was like 10.
But yeah, so they get grabbed by the police, and he's like, "Oh, you guys can't go there. I'm gonna arrest you. You can't go to Camp Blood," which doesn't matter because Jason just comes to the other
So
town.
it's against the law to go to somewhere in the wilderness?
I guess.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that was weird. And along the way, they find what you're supposed to assume is some chick's dead dog, but spoilers, it's not
And
because the
then
dog's in
the
the end.
cop does what he tells them not to do.
Yeah, he chases Jason to Camp Blood.
Although we did see Jason run across the street like a
Yeah, which
Bigfoot.
was weird.
Didn't it look like
As if
Bigfoot?
you took a photo of that, it'd be a blurry Bigfoot. Like he even
Yeah.
looked back, like
Yeah, yeah.
and then jumped into the woods.
And he's got that long hound hair.
It was real weird, that scene. So he gets chased by the cop, kills the cop because
How many times did that cop run through that puddle?
At least twice.
Yeah.
And then the cop goes into Jason's house, finds Jason's
Is that a
mom's head.
house?
It's a hut, I guess. Goes to Jason's hut,
It's like a fort.
finds his dead mom's head.
Jason's mom.
Wow. And then Jason kills him.
Yeah.
I think that's like the second or third death. Oh, I also Crazy Ralph got killed too, but that was
Crazy
like the
Ralph.
beginning of the movie. But that's already 3 on-screen kills.
Which
Last movie at this point they were all off-screen,
So, the only thing I wrote down was that it started out with a flashback,
which was lame.
which was the worst part of the first movie.
Yeah, it starts off
The
playing
fight
the worst
scene
part
from
of the.
yeah.
See the bitch's head get smashed into
Yeah.
the sand.
And then I said Ralph is back. I thought his name was Butch. I swear
You
to
did.
God.
I think you even said that in the last podcast.
But I said he should have died.
Yeah, because he keeps everything. You're doomed.
Don't go there. You're
all doomed.
Well,
And then he goes there.
He hangs out
And he's
there.
like peeping on that chick, pulling down her panties and
He
shit.
was a creepy dude.
I'm surprised they didn't cut
I
down
read
that
it-
he was jerking off down there or something.
Maybe they cut that
Crazy
out.
Ralph's grabbing his nutsack.
Let's not go there. In that first movie, they found him in the pantry.
Crazy Ralph?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then that's where the girl found him, but he was dead that time.
Oh, did you read that in the trivia as well?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you. Learning your Friday the 13th. I must have Fast and Furious facts.
Wow.
Friday the 13th facts. So I don't know where along this is in the movie, but Terry, I think,
Who
and
cares?
Sandra end up after their he's arm wrestling with that wheelchair bitch again. They go upstairs to fuck, and apparently they had to cut this out of the movie because when they were done and they submitted the movie to Paramount, they're like, that girl's underage, so you can't have a sex scene with her.
Which
Which apparently they showed like full nudity on her and him, and they were doing all kinds of
Oh,
stuff.
I'm glad I didn't think
Like it was supposed to be like a
dick.
super X-rated scene, and they're like, "Yeah, no, you
Well,
can't do that because
They
she's
said they
underage."
cut 30 seconds out to make it not rated X. I wonder if that includes that scene.
It doesn't seem like it's like I don't know because those are kind of 2 separate things on there, but I did read
Yeah.
that as well. That's interesting because I mean, other than that scene and the girl going in the lake, I don't know what else would have been X-rated about the movie.
Well, maybe the violence, but because it was
I
old,
guess maybe yeah.
but it was. I mean, Jesus, we've come a long way.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was interesting that they had to cut that out. So then, nothing really goes on after, well, basically that first, like, the movie, how long was it? Like an hour and 45 minutes, maybe?
You checked to see how much time was left in the movie at 59 minutes in, and like
And
the
there was,
only person that had died was the girl in the beginning
and
the
Crazy
sheriff,
Ralph.
and the sheriff.
So, so 3 people. And that's not even, like, main characters. It's just random people, kind of.
yeah,
And then there was 30 minutes left, maybe.
and then
So then, like, 10 more minutes of them doing, like, nonsense, stupid shit.
basically,
And then it goes into cool shit a little bit.
I mean, like when he
Like, at least more interesting than the last movie, a little bit.
I thought the way they killed the dude in the wheelchair, the Mark guy,
That was pretty funny.
that was pretty cool.
So he's like walking around outside. Who is he yelling for? What was her name? Let me see.
the girl
do,
with
I,
the brown panties.
do I got her name here?
The girl you said you thought she shit her pants because her panties
Yeah.
were brown.
Oh, Vicky. He was walking around going, Vicky! And then bam!
Wait, I gotta correct you.
What?
He was not walking around. He's in a wheelchair.
That's true. He was wheeling around going, Vicky! Vicky! And then bam! Right in his face, a machete. And then he falls down like 80 stairs.
Yeah, which I didn't
Which
realize.
he went down the one ramp from the cabin.
Like,
and
it's
then
a-
all of a sudden there was like a
Yeah,
complete other area.
It's like he was in like the fucking Jefferson.
Yeah, I expected like
Memorial or something.
Scooby Doo music playing, and it's like
Yeah.
going around, and then Scooby pops out, like, "Oh, zoinks! We gotta solve this mystery."
Wow.
That would be a great crossover.
No, shut
Scooby
up.
Doo and Friday the 13th.
stop with your crossovers. You gotta stop reading so many fucking comics.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
You brought up a Jaws crossover when we were watching this.
I was joking. They're at a lake.
Which, by the way, I don't know who it was. That chick with like barely a shirt on went swimming in the lake naked. And me personally, I wouldn't do that because I'd be afraid someone's gonna crawl my butthole.
Yeah, but you're kind of afraid of that, anyways.
Well, yeah, most things try to crawl my butthole all the time. But like, can you imagine you're just swimming in a lake and then all of a sudden you're like, whoop, there's a fish in your butt. What do you do if a fish goes in your butthole? And that's it. Like, what do you do?
I don't think
You
a
can't-
fish.
you
I don't
don't-
think a fish could go in my.
You don't
butthole.
want to jam a finger up there.
Well, how could you? There's a fish up there.
Well, because the fish is right in, and then the fish is swimming up in your body.
Okay, you're crazy.
Maybe you open your mouth and the fish is sticking its head out back here.
Have you lost your fucking mind?
No, but seriously though, what like?
I don't know. People go skinny dipping all the time, and I don't
Yeah,
think
and they're crazy.
I don't think they're worried about fish going up their assholes.
I am. That's why I don't skinny dip in pools.
There's not fish in pools.
That'd be cool. Although it might be dangerous if they do
Then it would
cannonballs.
just be a pond.
Yeah. All right. So, who dies after? Does it have it in here after Mark dies? It gets hit with a fucking
Then he
machete.
went upstairs and speared the two.
Oh yeah, we saw that.
underage
We
people.
saw that spear earlier in the movie.
Jerome's like, oh, someone's gonna die with that.
I knew that. Although you,
So you figured out a Friday the 13th movie. Good for you.
I did. But so he walks upstairs,
It's not
and
exactly
as
usual
it
suspects.
cuts to the underage kids fucking, she starts sucking on the dude Adam's apple. And it was like a testicle in his throat that she was sucking on, and it like as he was like moaning or whatever, it kept moving up and down. It was a real disgusting scene.
That's weird.
That
you
was
found-
more gross than seeing him get a double kill and it goes through the floor and starts
Okay,
bleeding
you're a
everywhere.
little weird with that one.
Wasn't that was disgusting?
I mean, I don't even think I would have
Like,
noticed.
would you suck on a ball in someone's throat?
Well, if you're sucking on an Adam's apple, hopefully you know what you're sucking on.
Yeah, it was weird. And then I started thinking about, oh, so this adult's having an underage girl sucking his Adam's apple in his
She
throat.
was 17 and like a half, and he's probably 18. It's not like,
I mean, I could look it up,
please no.
but I just thought that was really gross. I wouldn't want someone suck. I just imagine sucking on someone's bone, not like their penis. But yeah, so
You
Jason
just said bone.
Jason gets a double kill on those two, and then it's
Did
basically
he get double XP for that?
it probably wasn't double XP weekend at the time. So then after that, he just goes after the chick and the dude, right? Like the main counselor guy and his partner, his assistant.
Yeah, I think everyone else is dead at that
I think so.
point.
Yeah, he killed everybody like
we
in
talked about
10
the-
seconds.
The one guy he killed, we forgot got strung up by the rope, and then the
Oh yeah, and she's like, "If you take my clothes again, I'm gonna kill you."
yeah,
And he was already dead. That was the bitch that was swimming naked. So Jason ends up chasing the main chick around. I don't know her. Oh, Amy Steele as Guinea Field. Yeah, Guinea Field. That's the main chick that was running around.
I don't even know what you just said.
That's her name. Her real name is Amy Steele,
Mm-hmm.
and she was playing Ginny Field.
Say that fast 3 times.
No, but so Ginny is running around getting chased by Jason. Like you said earlier, gets into her car.
Yeah, and it doesn't start.
Does-
It didn't start the previous 2 times. Probably not running into that car.
Yeah, so she goes into that car, doesn't work, and then Jason watches her get in the driver's seat, jumps onto the roof, and pitchforks the passenger seat,
Yeah.
and then sticks his hand in and
Well,
starts like.
To be fair, his depth perception probably isn't good.
That's
'cause
good.
He only has
one eye. Yeah. But so he starts like grabbing at her in the fucking passenger
It's
seat.
funny how he can kill everybody except that last person he always has trouble with.
Yeah.
Or at
It's
least
funny
the
because you can
first
totally
two.
tell at this point they didn't plan on him being supernatural or anything. He was just gonna be some dude, Jason.
Yeah.
You know, like obviously he drowned, but like survived it and just grown up in the jungle. Like it'll be interesting when
Forest.
whatever when they get to the point of him
He's not
like
Tarzan.
like appearing places and like talking to hell demons or whatever. I don't know if he really talks to hell
Fuck,
demons.
Really?
But at one
See,
point, because at one point some dude eats his heart and becomes him and shit. So like it's gonna get real weird soon.
spoilers.
At one point they go to space.
For fuck's sake, really?
Yeah, they go to space. That one's fucking loopy as fuck.
Sloopy?
That was stupid and loopy mixed together. It's a new word.
Wow.
It'll be a new podcast.
Sloopy.
Welcome to the Sloopy podcast. We talk
They got to be better than this piece of shit.
yeah,
Well, not
this was the
necessarily.
worst one by far. By far the worst.
We've only watched 2.
I know.
Well,
So
what if the next one's shitty?
then that one will be by far the worst.
I don't remember part 3. Isn't it supposed to be in 3D?
We own the 3D one. You want to watch it with 3D glasses? We could even do this podcast with 3D glasses.
No,
Why not?
because it sounds stupid.
Oh, okay. So then after Jason does that, I think she runs to she knocks him over, because the last person can always knock over the bad guy and run away.
Yeah,
They fall.
makes the movie about 10 minutes longer.
They fall to the floor and that knocks them out for some reason. So then she goes to some yellow car. That one doesn't start either, because why would it? So then she ends up after the car. That's when she goes inside the building and hides under the bed, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, she hides under the bed.
And
And
pisses
after
herself.
all this, she's getting chased by Jason. All of a sudden, she's fucking fine. A rat comes over and she pisses her pants, and Jason sees it.
No, he heard it.
Oh, he heard her pissing?
Well, they showed yellow. Which,
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a dehydrated bitch.
Well, and she's laying under the bed. Her feet are at the end, and like this. Look, I mean, did she pee out her feet? I mean,
I didn't think about that, but you got a good point.
well, yeah. And so the little trail. of
Either that
yellow-
or she's got a really long dick going down her leg and it's just pissing all over
Maybe
the
she
floor.
just shot it like all the way down. But then it's like, tss, and Jason's like,
Do you think he's like, that bitch pissed her pants? Well, so then he gets on a tape or
He stood on a
chair,
chair.
goes to stab her, and then falls over on the floor.
Well, he stood on the chair so she couldn't see his feet. He thought he left.
Yeah. So then the chair breaks. He falls over, and that's when she grabs the chainsaw. Right, runs over to the.
Yeah.
She goes to the cabinet, grabs the chainsaw, and goes to hit it. She hits him in the arm, and it makes him fall over, but also makes sparks shoot off of his arm.
No blood or nothing.
Yeah, sparks fly out of his
You
arm.
think a chainsaw would go into your arm?
He falls over, and then she throws the chainsaw to the side and hits
Yeah,
him
'cause
with a
she's done
chair.
with it.
Hits him with a chair, and then runs away.
But that knocked him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie.
And then she ends up for some reason
She ran to his house.
run through the woods to his house. Says, "Hey, can you help me?"
Ran over that same puddle.
Yep. That puddle's a recurring character in this movie.
Yeah.
Gets inside the house, finds Jason's mom's head, and for some odd reason, this would never pop into my head. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna put on the sweater and pretend to be his mom."
It's because earlier, remember, they were in the bar. We probably weren't paying attention because the movie's so fucking bad. But she was talking about how Jason, the whole story could be real, and then he drowned.
Yeah, she also called him a retard.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, so she became Mrs. Voorhees.
Yeah, that was just creepy and weird.
And it was all great until she moved, and then...
And he's like, "Oh, fuck, my mother's head's behind you. You're not my mommy."
He's like, oh, shit, I killed her. I forgot. Oh, no, she didn't kill her.
The other
Yeah.
girl killed her. Which is weird. They mentioned, oh, Jason watched his mom get decapitated. Like, how do they know that he watched that? How
Because
did
he
he
was
just find the
popping
head?
out of the water like a fucking otter. He's like,
That-
ooh.
That'd be kind of cute. A little deformed boy popping out of the water.
Yeah.
So then they attack him, all this shit. He's about to kill Teddy or Terry, whatever the fuck the dude's name is. She hits him in the shoulder with a knife. Why not just, decapitate him or hit him in the head or something? Why hit him in the shoulder?
Because then you can't make part 3.
Well, they kill him in a bunch of other parts. I think he explodes in one movie, for fuck's sake.
Really?
I think so. But,
Just making shit
so
up.
then they run into the cabin and they hear noises. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Oh, it's a cute little puppy.
Which was dead earlier.
Yeah, I don't know. Would they bring 2 dogs there? Like, it looked exactly like the fucking dog they found
Well, no,
earlier.
because the other one was squished.
Yeah,
Like it was stepped on.
that
or
was real
something.
gross.
Or someone turned it inside out, maybe.
So yeah, they grab the dog and then they start playing the same exact music that they played in the first movie when the girl wakes up on the lake.
Oh, really?
It's the
Was it?
same music, and then it goes slow mo, and Jason jumps through the window.
Oh, I thought that was the Hound.
Could have been same actor, maybe. Oh, maybe that's the Hound's dad. But yeah, so then he ends up grabbing her. He looks all fucked up and disgusting.
So apparently he got a haircut in the future ones, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
he had some long ass hair.
Well, I think he's just so fucked up later. Maybe because he wears his mask, it cuts off the circulation to his hair.
Well, hockey players don't have that problem.
Yeah, but hockey players don't run around the jungle killing people.
Forrest.
I hate you. And yeah, that's the movie.
It was horrible.
No post-credit scene or anything.
Post credits.
Yeah, Nick Fury could have showed up and said, "Hey, Jason, we need you in the Avengers Initiative."
Wow.
And I don't want to watch. Well, last week we watched the trailer for the 3rd movie. I don't want to watch that again because that just showed us everybody die.
I don't want to watch the trailer for the second movie either.
You didn't want to?
Oh, no, you used to watch it again.
Oh, I don't want to watch the one for the 3rd movie. But yeah, so that was unbelievably worse than. I thought that'd be a little better because it's a Jason Kill. At least in my memory, that one was better.
I thought it was gonna be better. I really did.
Now I'm a little worried about the 3rd movie here. I'm not gonna.
You're worried about it?
A little bit.
Great, because this was all your fucking idea.
It was. I'm gonna look up
I just wasted an hour and a half of
the
my
main
life.
story of the 3rd movie right now. Like,
I bet it's Jason comes to a camp and kills people.
what it says here. Okay, so I did read that this movie Part 2 was originally, I guess when they were writing it, it wasn't going to be a sequel to Friday the 13th. It was just going to be an anthology series where like people just die in the forest. People die in the forest. And then as they started writing it, they're like, "Oh, but what if it's Jason and he found his mom's head and blah 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 blah," and they just kept adding stuff. So then it became a sequel. But
So
originally,
they were like excited about it.
yeah,
They should
they're
have
like,
watched
"This
the
would be a
movie.
great movie. It's Jason now." But like, so like, it almost wasn't. There almost couldn't have been a Jason Voorhees like going around and all this shit.
I bet there would have been at some point.
Probably. All right. So this is the thing. I might be reading stuff that doesn't matter, but let's see. Oh, okay. Actually, I'm just gonna cut to here. Originally, the film was supposed to focus on Ginny Field. If you remember that? That's the girl from this movie we just talked about.
Right. Easy
Uh,
for you to say, remember?
who checked herself into a mental institution after the traumatic battle with Jason Voorhees in the previous film. The film would have been similar to Halloween 2, with Jason Voorhees tracking down Ginny in the mental hospital. Similar to how Michael Myers stalked Laurie Strode into the sequel, the concept was abandoned when Amy Still decided to reprise her role. Declined to reprise her role.
Oh.
I was like, that doesn't make any
What the
sense.
fuck?
But I don't know how to talk. Okay, so that's what the film could have been. So does it say what the film was?
Yeah, that would be a little more
Oh,
important.
so it's a direct sequel to to the other two. A group of co-eds on vacation at a house on Camp Crystal Lake where Jason Voorhees is taking a refugee. Oh, so it's just random people go stay at a cabin. The third one, I guess.
See, so there's no that chick's not in it at
No,
all.
she declined to be in it. So then they didn't do the
in
story
my
they wanted to.
memory from 20 years ago.
I thought she was in
I
it
thought she was
too.
in it too.
Maybe she's in one of the other ones. I don't know. I remember her being more in the series, but they could do the thing where in this one they flash back to that movie
Oh, that's true.
because someone talks
too.
about it and show her.
Yeah.
Because I think they do
Then they
that.
didn't have to give her credit.
So it says apparently, again, just like the first movie, the third one, which we'll talk about this more, I guess, with that one, got really bad, like, reviews from critics, but still it just helped it get more money.
God.
That's really, it's weird because, like, nowadays, if critics destroy a movie, no one goes and seeing it. But it seems like back then with horror movies, if people destroyed it, they just didn't care and wanted to go see it.
Yeah, people just like these fucking stupid slasher movies.
Yeah, and I'm part of the problem.
Yeah, you're making me watch this shit.
Yeah. All right, so I believe unless there's anything else you want to add, that's the end of podcast
well,
the 13th for this
So
week.
we agree that the first one's better
The
than
first
the
one's
second.
better. It's not a good movie in any way, but it's better than the second one.
So it'd be interesting to see which we like better, 1, 2, or 3.
Well, I do gotta say, the story, as stupid as it sounds, Jason tracking down that chick in the mental hospital for the third movie, that does sound a little interesting.
Nope. Not even a little.
I mean,
Nope.
yeah, I don't know.
It still sounds just as
I
stupid.
don't think it's
What
the
does he
third.
track her with?
Oh, when he jumped through the window at the end of this movie,
Mm-hmm.
he hugged her. They put a little tracking device on her shoulder, and then he's like, "All right, see
in
you later, Jenny." And
in
then she left.
1981.
Yeah, and you
It would
followed
have
her.
been like 16 pounds.
You know how in Better Call Saul, Mike has that little thing, and he followed around the whole
Yeah.
episode. Jason had one of those. Was walking around. He had
Yeah,
a military grade one.
Every time he flashed him, it's like, kill.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, I know where Jenny is now."
Except he doesn't talk.
He should
He should just go,
put little subtitles in the bottom, like what he means.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Jesus fucking Christ.
thanks for coming along the ride with us on podcast the 13th, the second episode. Next week we'll be doing Friday the 13th part 3. So we have 2 down and 10 to go now for these.
I hate you.
I read that there's 12. I don't know if that includes the remake or Freddy vs. Jason. So there might be a little more than
well, then
12.
stop saying 10 to go.
But I think there is 10 to go.
But you don't
I guess
know.
I could count and I'll know for sure next time, but I haven't counted this
Can
time.
you count that high?
Yeah, I can count to 12 at least.
Okay. You don't have 10 fingers or 12
No.
fingers?
I'll use my toes.
Whatever.
All right, well, thanks for watching, Pleekers. Like I said, you can listen to this on YouTube, Spreaker, and iTunes, and we'll see you guys next week for Friday the 13th, part 3.